Hello. I'm so happy you are here with me today. This podcast is made just for you, English learners who want to improve their speaking, listening, and understanding in a simple and fun way. So, take a deep breath, relax, and let's enjoy learning something new together. Today, we are going to talk about something very important: how to set SMART goals and how to achieve them. You may have heard the word goal before. A goal is something you want to do or something you want to become. It can be big or small. For example, maybe you want to learn to speak English fluently. That's a goal. Maybe you want to get a new job, pass a test, lose weight, or read one book in English every month. These are all goals. But here's the problem. Many people set goals, but they don't know how to reach them. They start, but then they stop. They feel lost, tired, or confused. This is very normal. We've all been there. That's why in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to set SMART goals. SMART is not just a word. It's actually 5 special letters that can help you plan better goals. Each letter stands for something important: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Don't worry if these words sound difficult right now. I will explain each one slowly and clearly, with simple examples to help you understand. And I will also give you some ideas to make your own SMART goals today. Why is learning to set SMART goals useful? Because goals give your life direction. Goals help you stay focused. If you know what you want and you have a plan, it becomes much easier to move forward. And when your goals are SMART, you are more likely to succeed. This is helpful not only for your English learning, but also for your job, your health, your personal life, everything. So by learning this today, you are learning a skill that will help you every day, not just in school or in English, but in life. So, my dear listener, I want you to listen carefully. If you can, repeat some words or sentences after me. Try to speak with me while you listen. This will help you improve your pronunciation and fluency. You can pause the podcast if you need more time. You can also come back and listen again later. Now, are you ready to learn how to set SMART goals and really achieve them? Let's begin this powerful journey together, step by step. Stay with me until the end. I promise, it will be simple, useful, and you will feel motivated to take action. Let's get started. What is a goal? So, before we talk about SMART goals, we need to understand one important word: goal. What is a goal? Let me explain it to you in a very simple way. A goal is something that you want to do, something you want to have, or something you want to become. It is like a dream, but with a plan. A goal is not just something you think about once and then forget. It is something you really want, and you are ready to work for it. A goal can be big or small. It can be short-term or long-term. But the main idea is always the same. A goal gives you a direction in life. It tells you where you want to go. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you want to learn English. You are already listening to this podcast, so maybe that is one of your goals. You don't just want to speak a few words. You want to speak clearly, understand others, and feel confident. That's a goal. Or maybe you want to pass an English exam, like the IELTS or TOEFL. That's another goal. Now, let's say you want to get a job in a new country. To do that, you must improve your English first. Again, this is a goal. These are all things that you really want to do, and they give you a reason to keep going. Another easy example could be about health. Imagine someone says, "I want to lose 5 kilos." That is a health goal. Or maybe a person says, I want to run 3 kilometers every morning. That's a fitness goal. People have different goals in different areas of life. Some goals are about learning, some are about money, some are about relationships, and some are about personal growth. But the idea is always the same. A goal is something you choose. It is your decision. It is something that matters to you. Sometimes we don't stop and think about what we really want. We are busy, we are tired, or we are just following what others are doing. But when you take time to think about your goals, you take control of your life. You stop just reacting, and you start planning. That's why setting a goal is such a powerful thing. It helps you say, this is what I want. This is where I want to go. And when you know your goal, you can start thinking about how to get there. Now let me ask you something. What is your goal? Take a few seconds to think about it. You don't have to say it loudly, but just think about it in your mind. What do you want to do in the next 1 month? What about in 6 months? Or in 1 year? Maybe your goal is to learn 20 new English words every week. Maybe you want to have a conversation in English with a native speaker. Maybe you want to start reading English books. Or maybe you want to feel more confident when you speak. Whatever your goal is, it is important. It is your goal, and that makes it special. It doesn't have to be big or perfect. Even a small goal can be a big step forward. The most important thing is that the goal is clear to you. You know what you want, and you are ready to move in that direction. That is how progress begins. And here's something else to remember. Goals are personal. That means your goal may not be the same as your friend's goal or your classmate's goal. And that's okay. Your journey is different. What you want in life is different. So don't compare your goals with others. Just focus on your own path and what is important for you. When you have a goal, life becomes more exciting. You wake up with a reason. You feel more energy because you know you are working towards something. Even when things are difficult, your goal helps you keep going. It becomes like a light in front of you, helping you find your way. So now that we understand what a goal is, we are ready to learn how to set better goals. Goals that are clear, strong, and possible to achieve. In the next part of this podcast, I will tell you why goals are important and how they can change your life, especially if you are learning English or working towards self-improvement. But before we move on, I want you to take a moment to think again. What is your goal? Can you say it in one simple sentence? If you can, say it aloud now. If not, try to write it down later. This will help you remember it and work on it more seriously. All right, I hope you now have a better idea of what a goal really means. Let's keep going, and I'll show you why having goals is one of the most powerful things you can do in your life. Why goals are important. Now that we know what a goal is, let's talk about why goals are important. You might ask, why do I need goals? Can't I just live my life and do things day by day? That's a good question. Yes, you can live without goals. But when you have goals, your life becomes more clear and more meaningful. You feel more in control. You know where you're going. Goals give your life a direction. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are on a road with no signs, no map, and no plan. You are walking, but you don't know where you are going. You may feel tired. You may feel lost. You may walk in circles. Now imagine you have a clear map. You know your destination. You have a plan. You feel more confident. You can take small steps and slowly get closer to your destination. This is the power of having goals. They guide you and help you stay on track. Goals also give you motivation. Motivation is the energy to do something. When you have a goal, you feel more excited. You feel like your actions matter. Every time you study a new English word, every time you listen to a podcast, or practice speaking, you know you are getting closer to your goal. This feeling is very powerful. It helps you stay strong, even when things are not easy. Another reason why goals are important is because they help you focus. In life, there are many distractions: TV, social media, people around us, even our own thoughts. It's easy to lose time and forget what we really want. But when you have a clear goal, you know what is important and what is not. You make better choices. You use your time wisely. You say yes to things that help you grow, and no to things that waste your time. Goals also help us grow as people. When you work toward a goal, you learn new skills. You face problems and try to solve them. You become stronger, smarter, and more confident. For example, if your goal is to speak English fluently, you will start listening more, reading more, speaking more, and practicing often. All of this helps you grow. You are not the same person you were yesterday. You are becoming better day by day. That is personal growth. Let's connect this idea to language learning. Many people want to learn English, but they don't have a goal. They say, "I want to learn English someday." But someday is not a real plan. If you don't have a clear goal, you may stop when it gets difficult. You may feel bored or confused. But if you say, "My goal is to speak English well enough to work in a company in 6 months," now you have a strong reason. You know why you are learning. And that makes your learning more focused and more powerful. Goals can also help you feel proud of yourself. When you achieve a goal, big or small, you feel happy. You feel that your hard work was worth it. You start to believe in yourself more. You realize, yes, I can do this. And this feeling helps you set new goals. It creates a circle of growth. The more goals you reach, the more confident you become. And the more confident you are, the more goals you want to set. So, having goals is not just about doing more work. It's about living with purpose. It's about waking up each day with a reason. It's about knowing that your time and energy are going towards something important. And that's a beautiful way to live. Even small goals can have a big effect. For example, you might say, "I want to learn 10 new English words every week." That may sound small, but in 1 year, that's over 500 words. That's a big step in your English journey. Or maybe your goal is to listen to one English podcast every day. This small habit can improve your listening, vocabulary, and speaking skills in just a few months. So don't think goals are only for big dreams. Goals are for everyone, and they can be big or small. What matters is that they help you grow, stay focused, and move forward in your life. Now that you understand why goals are so important, you are ready to learn how to make goals that really work. In the next part of this podcast, I will introduce the SMART way of setting goals. It's a very useful and simple method that can help you succeed. Stay with me. The next part is where the real magic begins. What are SMART goals? Now that we understand what goals are and why they are important, let's talk about a special way to set goals that really work. This method is called SMART goals. SMART is a word, but in this case, each letter has a special meaning. When you use the SMART method, your goals become clear, strong, and easier to reach. Let me explain what each letter stands for and how you can use it in your life. The first letter S stands for specific. A specific goal is clear and not general. It tells you exactly what you want to do. For example, if you say, "I want to learn English," that is not very specific. But if you say, "I want to learn 20 new English words about food," that is specific. You know what kind of words you want to learn. You know what area you are focusing on. A specific goal answers the question, what exactly do I want to do? So, the more clear and focused your goal is, the better. The second letter M stands for measurable. A measurable goal means you can check your progress. You can count it or see it clearly. This helps you know if you are moving forward or not. Let's go back to the same example. If you say, "I want to learn 20 new words," you can measure it. You can count the words. But if your goal is, "I want to get better at English," that is hard to measure. You don't know how much better you are getting. So, always make your goal measurable. Ask yourself, how will I know if I'm making progress? Next, the letter A stands for achievable. This means your goal should be possible to reach. It should not be too easy, and it should not be too difficult. It should challenge you, but not make you feel stressed. If you are a beginner in English, don't say, "I will learn 1,000 words this week." That is too hard, and you may feel tired or upset if you can't do it. But saying, "I will learn 10 new words this week," is much better. It is possible. It fits your level and your time. Ask yourself, can I really do this? Make sure your goal is something you can achieve if you work hard. The fourth letter R stands for relevant. A relevant goal is connected to your life, your dreams, or your needs. It is something that matters to you. For example, if you want to live or work in an English-speaking country, learning how to speak English confidently is very relevant. It matches your future plans. But learning words that you will never use, or learning things that don't help you in real life, may not be relevant. When your goal is relevant, you feel more interested and motivated. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? If you know the reason behind your goal, it will push you forward every day. Finally, the last letter T stands for time-bound. This means your goal should have a deadline or a clear time frame. When you give your goal a time limit, you become more serious about it. For example, "I want to learn 20 new words in 1 week," is better than just saying, "I want to learn 20 words." Without a time limit, you may delay or forget your goal. A time-bound goal helps you plan your days and stay focused. Ask yourself, when do I want to finish this goal? Let's put it all together with a simple example. Imagine you are learning English and you want to improve your vocabulary. A SMART goal would be, "I want to learn 20 new English words about food in the next 7 days, so I can use them when I travel to an English-speaking country." This goal is specific. You want to learn food words. Measurable. You will learn 20 words. Achievable. 20 words in 7 days is possible. Relevant. It helps with real-life communication. Time-bound. You plan to do it in 7 days. As you can see, using the SMART method makes your goal clear, strong, and more powerful. You know what to do, how to do it, and when to finish it. This gives you confidence and helps you stay on track. SMART goals are not only for learning English. You can use this method in every part of your life. If you want to get fit, save money, start a new job, or even read more books, you can make a SMART goal. It helps you plan better and take action step by step. So, take a moment and think about one goal you want to reach. Try to make it SMART. Think about what you want to do, how you will measure it, if it is possible for you, why it matters, and when you will do it. This simple method can make a big difference in your life. In the upcoming parts of this podcast, I'll help you understand how to actually create your own SMART goal, step by step. We will go through the process together, and you will learn how to build a goal that is clear and ready to take action. So, don't go anywhere. Stay with me. Let's understand SMART, step by step. Now that you know what SMART goals are, let's take a closer look at each letter, S, M, A, R, and T, step by step. This part will help you understand how to use the SMART method in your own life. We will look at what each word means, why it is important, and how you can use it. Let's begin. The first part of SMART is S for specific. A specific goal tells you exactly what you want to do. It is not general. It is clear and focused. When your goal is specific, your brain knows what action to take. For example, if you say, "I want to speak English better," that is a general idea. But if you say, "I want to practice speaking English with a friend for 15 minutes every day," that is specific. It tells you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. A specific goal helps you take the first step without feeling lost. Next is M for measurable. A measurable goal lets you check your progress. You can see how far you've come. This helps you stay motivated. If you can't measure your goal, it's hard to know if you are improving. For example, instead of saying, "I want to learn more words," say, "I want to learn 10 new English words this week." This way, you can count the words you learn and feel proud of your progress. Measuring helps you stay on track and celebrate your small wins. The third letter is A for achievable. This means your goal should be possible to reach. A good goal is not too easy and not too hard. It should challenge you a little, but not make you feel stressed or hopeless. If your goal is too difficult, you might give up. If it is too easy, you may not grow. For example, if you say, "I will learn 100 new words in one day," that may be too much. But "I will learn 10 new words in 1 week" is more realistic. It fits your level and your time. An achievable goal gives you energy, not stress. Now comes R for relevant. A relevant goal is meaningful. It should match your needs, your interests, or your dreams. If your goal is not important to you, it is hard to stay motivated. When your goal is connected to your life, you are more likely to keep working on it. For example, if you want to work in a hotel, learning words and phrases for customer service is a relevant goal. But learning business terms may not help you right now. So always ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? That question will guide you. Finally, we have T for time-bound. This means your goal should have a deadline. When you give your goal a time limit, it feels more serious and urgent. Without a time frame, it's easy to delay or forget. A deadline gives you structure and helps you plan your time better. For example, instead of saying, "I want to improve my English," say, "I want to improve my English speaking by practicing every day for 30 days." This gives you a finish line to work toward. When the time is clear, the goal becomes real. So, remember, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Each part plays an important role. If your goal has all 5 parts, it becomes stronger. It becomes something you can take action on. You can see your progress. you can stay motivated, and most of all, you can succeed. Now, take a moment and think about one goal you have. Try to break it into these 5 parts. Ask yourself, is my goal clear? Can I measure it? Is it something I can do? Does it match my life or dream? And when do I want to finish it? If you can answer these questions, you are ready to move forward with a SMART goal. In the next part of the podcast, I will help you create your own SMART goal. We will do it together, step by step. So keep listening and speak along with me as we build a goal that can guide your success. How to make your own SMART goal. Now that you know what SMART goals are and how each part works, let's do something very important together. Let's make your own SMART goal. I will guide you step by step. I will also ask you some small questions. You can say your answers out loud. Don't worry if your English is not perfect. This is your time to speak, practice, and grow. Let's begin. First, think about something you really want to do. What is one thing you want to improve or change? It can be about learning English, getting healthier, saving money, or even spending more time with your family. But in this podcast, let's focus on English learning. So, take a moment and ask yourself, what do I want to improve in my English? Do you want to speak better? Do you want to understand English movies? Or do you want to write better emails? Take a moment and think. Now, let's make your goals specific. Remember, a specific goal tells us exactly what we want to do. So instead of saying, I want to improve English, you can say, I want to practice speaking English every day. That's more clear. So, I'll ask you now, what exactly do you want to do in English? Try to say it out loud. You can say something like, I want to speak English with a friend, or I want to learn new words every day. Good. That's your specific goal. Next, let's make it measurable. This means we need to know how we will check your progress. So I ask you, how much? How often? For example, you can say, I want to learn 5 new words every day, or I want to speak English with a partner for 15 minutes each evening. These are measurable. You can count them. So now, think about your goal again. Can you measure it? Try to add numbers or time. Say it out loud. Now, let's think about achievable. This means the goal should be something you can really do. It should not be too hard or too easy. For example, if you work full-time, maybe practicing English for 1 hour every day is too much. But 15 or 20 minutes is more realistic. So I ask you, is your goal possible for you? If not, make it a little smaller. Remember, small steps are still progress. Say your new goal out loud if you need to adjust it. Is it achievable now? Let's move to relevant. This means the goal should be useful or important for you. So I want you to think, why do you want to reach this goal? Maybe you want to speak with friends, get a better job, or travel to another country. If your goal helps you with your dream or daily life, it is relevant. So take a second now. Ask yourself, why is this goal important for me? You can say it aloud. Saying your why will help you stay motivated. Now let's go to the last part. Time-bound. This means your goal needs a deadline. A time limit helps you take action. It tells you when to start and when to finish. So I ask you now, when do you want to reach this goal? It can be in 1 week, 1 month, or maybe 3 months. Just choose a time that feels right for you. For example, you can say, I want to practice speaking English for 15 minutes every day, starting today for the next 30 days. Now you have a finish line. You can track your progress and feel proud. Let's put it all together. I'll give you an example. Listen carefully. I want to learn 5 new English words every day using flashcards. I will do this for 15 minutes each morning for 4 weeks. This will help me understand more English and speak better in daily conversations. This goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It is a SMART goal. Now it's your turn. Try to say your full SMART goal out loud. You can use this sentence frame. I want to specific goal for how long or how much, how often for time period, because your reason. Take your time, say it slowly and clearly. Repeat if you need. Great job! Setting your SMART goal is the first step. Now the next step is to take action. In the next part of this podcast, I'll talk about how to stay motivated and keep going, even when things get hard. So stay with me, and let's move forward together. Tips to stay motivated. Now that you have created your SMART goal, the next big step is to stay motivated. Many people feel excited when they start something new, like learning English or starting a new habit. But after a few days or weeks, they begin to lose energy. They stop practicing, and sometimes they even forget about their goal. That's very normal. It happens to everyone. So in this part of the podcast, I want to share some easy and helpful tips to keep you motivated. These tips will help you stay focused and strong, even when you feel tired or busy. The first tip is, write down your goal and look at it every day. When you write something down, it becomes more real. You can use a notebook, a sticky note, or even your phone. Write your SMART goal in simple words and put it where you can see it. On your wall, on your desk, or near your bed. Read it every day. This will remind you why you started. When you see your goal often, it becomes part of your daily life. It helps your brain remember what you are working for. So take a moment and ask yourself, have I written down my goal? If not, do it today. The second tip is, practice every day, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. Many people think they need a lot of time to learn something, but the truth is, small steps are powerful. If you practice English for just 10 minutes each day, that's over an hour in 1 week. And in 1 month, that's more than 4 hours. Daily practice builds a strong habit. It makes learning part of your routine. So I encourage you to choose one small action and do it daily. Maybe it's learning 3 new words, listening to one podcast, or talking to yourself in English. Whatever it is, just do it. Small steps every day lead to big results. The third tip is, celebrate small wins. Many people wait until the end to celebrate. They think, I will feel proud when I speak English fluently. But that can take a long time. So instead, celebrate your progress along the way. If you learn 10 new words, smile and feel good. If you practice for 7 days in a row, give yourself a small reward. Maybe a favorite snack or a relaxing walk. When you feel happy about small wins, you will want to continue. So ask yourself now, what is something small I did this week that I can feel proud of? Say it out loud. You're doing great. Another helpful tip is, talk to someone about your goal. You can tell a friend, a family member, or even a language partner. When you share your goal with others, you feel more responsible. It's like making a promise. They may ask, how is your English practice going? That small question can give you a big push to keep going. Also, having someone to talk to makes the journey more fun and less lonely. If you don't have someone to share with, You can join an online group, leave a comment on a video, or even speak your progress out loud to yourself. Just saying it helps. One more tip is, be kind to yourself. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you may forget or make mistakes. That's okay. You're human. Don't be angry with yourself. Don't say, I failed. Instead say, it's okay. I will try again tomorrow. Motivation grows when we feel good, not when we feel bad. So talk to yourself like a good friend. Use kind words. Tell yourself, I'm learning. I'm growing. I can do this. To finish this part, let me remind you of something important. Your goal is your journey. It's not a race. Some people go fast, others go slow. The most important thing is to keep moving forward. Even if you take one small step each day, you are going in the right direction. Stay focused, stay gentle, and most of all, believe in yourself. You are stronger than you think. In the next part of the podcast, we will talk about something very exciting: common mistakes to avoid. Now that we have talked about how to set SMART goals and how to stay motivated, let's talk about something just as important: the mistakes we should try to avoid. Sometimes, when we set goals, we make small mistakes that stop us from moving forward. These mistakes are common, and many people make them. But the good news is this: when we understand these mistakes, we can avoid them and do better. So in this part of the podcast, I will share 3 common mistakes people make when setting goals and how you can stay away from them. The first mistake is setting a goal that is too big or too difficult. Imagine you are just starting to learn English, and your goal is, I want to speak like a native speaker in 1 month. That goal is not realistic. It's too big and too fast. When a goal feels too hard, you may feel tired, confused, or even want to quit. This is why it's important to start small. If your goal is too big, break it into smaller steps. Instead of saying, I want to speak fluently, you can say, I want to learn 10 new words this week. Or, I will practice speaking for 5 minutes each day. Small goals are easier to follow and help you feel successful. When you complete small goals, you feel happy and ready to do more. The second mistake is not having a deadline. A goal without a time limit is just a wish. If you say, I want to learn English, but you don't say when or how long, it's easy to forget or stop trying. Your brain doesn't feel the pressure to act. But if you say, I want to finish this podcast series in 2 weeks, or I want to learn 20 new words by next Friday, your brain starts to focus. You know there is a finish line. You feel more serious. Time helps us stay on track. So always try to make your goals time-bound. Give your goal a clear date or deadline. The third mistake is setting a goal that doesn't match your real need or interest. For example, maybe you set a goal to learn 50 business English words, but you are not working in a business job or studying business. That goal may not help you right now, and you may lose interest quickly. Goals should match your life, your dreams, and your needs. Think about why you want to learn English. Is it for travel? Is it for making friends? Is it for a job interview? When your goal is connected to your real reason, it feels more exciting. You feel more connected to the work. So before you choose a goal, ask yourself, why is this important to me? How will it help me in my life? There are other small mistakes too, like not checking your progress or not being patient with yourself. But the main idea is this: be clear, be realistic, and be connected to your goal. Avoid setting a goal that is too big. Avoid forgetting the deadline. And avoid choosing goals that are not important to your life. When you keep these three things in mind, you will be much stronger in your learning journey. Remember, you are doing something amazing. You are learning, growing, and taking steps to build your future. Mistakes are part of the process, but when you understand them, you can learn from them and move forward with more power. You are not alone. I'm here with you, and we are learning together. To help you understand how SMART goals work in real life, let me tell you a short story about a young woman named Anna. Anna is from Spain, and she wanted to improve her English. She knew that learning English would help her get a better job and make new friends. But Anna did not know where to start. She felt a little lost. So one day, she decided to set a SMART goal. She wanted to have a clear plan. Anna's goal was to speak English confidently with her new friends in 3 months. This was her SMART goal. Let's see how she made it. SMART. First, her goal was specific. She did not just say, "I want to learn English." Instead, she said, "I want to speak English confidently with friends." This was very clear. She knew exactly what she wanted. Second, her goal was measurable. Anna decided she would practice speaking English every day and keep track of her progress. She used a notebook to write down new words and phrases she learned. She also recorded herself speaking once a week to listen and improve. Third, her goal was achievable. Anna knew she could not become fluent in 3 months, but she believed she could speak better and feel confident in small conversations. So her goal was realistic and possible. Fourth, her goal was relevant. Anna wanted to speak with her friends because she was shy and wanted to join their conversations. This goal was important to her life and her happiness. Fifth, her goal was time-bound. She gave herself 3 months to reach this goal. She set a clear deadline to keep herself focused. Every day, Anna worked on her goal. She practiced speaking for 10 minutes. She listened to English podcasts. She watched videos with subtitles. Sometimes she made mistakes, but she did not stop. She remembered her goal and stayed motivated. After 1 month, Anna could introduce herself clearly and say simple sentences. After 2 months, she was able to join small talks and ask questions. At the end of 3 months, Anna spoke confidently with her friends. She was very happy and proud of herself. Anna's story shows us how powerful SMART goals can be. When we set a clear and simple goal, we know what to do. When we work step by step, we can reach our dreams. Anna did not give up. She kept practicing and believed in herself. Now, think about Anna's story. Can you make your own SMART goal like Anna? What do you want to do? How will you make it specific and measurable? How much time will you give yourself? Remember, learning English or any new skill is a journey. Sometimes it is easy. Sometimes it is hard. But with SMART goals, you have a map. You know where to go. You know how to get there. And every step you take is a step closer to success. You can do it. Just like Anna, you can set your goal and work towards it every day. Believe in yourself and keep going. Your dream is waiting. Thank you for listening to this episode of Code Your English. Today, we talked about something very important: how to set SMART goals and achieve them. We started by understanding what a goal is. A goal is something you want to do or achieve. It can be big or small, but having a goal helps us move forward in life. Then, we discussed why goals are important. Goals help us stay focused and grow. They guide us to become better and reach our dreams. After that, we learned what SMART goals are. SMART is an easy way to remember how to make good goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Each word helps us make our goal clear and possible to reach. We looked at each part carefully, with examples to help you understand. Next, I helped you create your own SMART goal, step by step. I asked you simple questions so you could think and say your answers out loud. This makes learning more active and helps you remember better. We also talked about tips to stay motivated, like writing your goal down, practicing every day, and celebrating small wins. These tips keep you excited and ready to work hard. We did not forget about the common mistakes people make with goals. I shared 3 mistakes to avoid: making your goal too big, forgetting a deadline, or choosing a goal that is not important to you. Avoiding these mistakes will help you keep going without getting stuck or giving up. To finish, I told you a real story about Anna, a young woman who set a SMART goal to improve her English and spoke confidently with her friends in 3 months. Anna's story shows us how SMART goals work in real life. She was clear, she worked step by step, and she did not give up. This story can inspire you to do the same. Now, it is your turn. I encourage you to try making your own SMART goal today. Think about what you want to achieve in English or in your life. Make your goal specific and measurable. Make sure it is possible and important to you. Give yourself a clear deadline. You can write it down or say it out loud. When you do this, you are making a plan for success. Remember, learning English is a journey. Sometimes it is easy, sometimes it is hard. But with SMART goals, you have a map. You know where to go, and every day you take a step forward. Be patient with yourself. Practice speaking, listening, and reading every day. Use this podcast to help you learn and grow. I also encourage you to listen to this episode again. When you listen again, speak along with me. Repeat the words and sentences. This practice will improve your English speaking and listening skills. The more you practice, the better you become. Thank you for listening to today's episode on Code Your English. Before you go, I have a few important requests for you. First, I invite you to listen to this episode again. When you listen again, try to repeat the words and sentences aloud. This will help you improve your English speaking and listening skills. Practice makes perfect. Second, please share this podcast with your friends who also want to learn English. When you share, you help others learn and grow too. It's always better to learn together. Finally, take a moment now to write down your own SMART goal. Think about what you want to achieve. Make it clear and simple, and then say it aloud. Speaking your goal out loud helps your brain remember it and keeps you motivated. Remember, setting and saying your goal is the first step to success. So don't wait. Start today. Thank you again for being part of Code Your English. I look forward to helping you learn more next time. Keep practicing and keep shining.